Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jules. Today I'll be showing you how I would set up a bullet journal. This one is a Lloydstrom 1917. And I'm using a Kakuno fountain pen filled with erasable ink because I wanted to be able to use this notebook again in case I decided a different way to set it up. I'm currently using a different bullet journal. I will show you what the ink looks like. It's a Chinese ink. I can't properly pronounce it, but it is erasable with heat, so that's how I'm going to be using it. So on the very first page, I write out when I started the bullet journal and then when I ended the bullet journal, obviously when I end it. I don't really write my name because I don't really find it necessary. The Lloydstrom comes with an index, so here's a little overview of what spreads we'll be working on today. First up is just the welcome to the year page. I have this little cutout and you're welcome to pause and make your own. It's really helpful for me, and I'm going to split the page in half vertically and horizontally just to find the center, and then I'm just going to write the year in very small letters or numbers because they're numbers. And I am just gonna, that's gonna be my welcome page. It's super simple, super easy. I might do something more creative in the future, but for now, this is how I do my welcome pages. And then once that is completed, I will move on to the next spread. This is the yearly log or the future log, and I like to do 4 pages with 3 months per page, and I like breaking it up horizontally because it's easier for me. I like having a bit more space to be able to write things out. Sometimes I like things narrower as well because some space can be a bit too much. So I'm just splitting it into thirds, and I used that little cutout that I made to do that. And then I've found what works best for me is to do the perimeter first, or the outside lines first, and then do the inner lines. It just makes everything look a lot cleaner, and even though my work is not ever going to be perfect, it'll at least be clean and minimalist, and that's something that I really want to do in my bullet journals. And you'll see here I kind of messed up a little bit and I didn't get the counting exactly right, so this is how I would roll with it and try and make that a part of the spread. I know I can erase with these pens, but, well, this ink I mean, but I don't want to. I want to just try and use it how I would if it was an actual spread that I was doing. And then here comes the really tedious part. Well, some people find it tedious. I didn't mind it so much, but you're writing out the months and the days of the month. I made a couple of mistakes, but I don't mind because it's just an example. You'll have to be a little bit more attentive when you do this though. If I were doing this for real, for my actual bullet journal, I would just grab some white out and roll with it, just adjust whatever I missed. Even though this process is a little bit tedious, I still think it's kind of satisfying to watch, and also since my handwriting isn't the best, it's still nice seeing numbers being written with a fountain pen. I don't think you could go wrong with that there. So enjoy the satisfying numbers being written. I didn't sit here and do all 12 months. I only did the first 6. Just those 2 pages, and then on the last page you'll see on the flip through that I ended up just drawing out the shape because I already filled in the numbers, so I just drew the shape of the month because for me it just made sense because this is a demo anyway. I hope that makes sense to you. Up next, I'm laying out a period tracker. If you are not a woman, you can go ahead and skip laying out this page. I have had health problems in the past related to my period, so I figure it would be a really good idea to start actually tracking it all in one place rather than just going month to month. And that's all I'm going to talk about regarding this, because I feel like that would be oversharing. And next we have a reading log, which is really great. So for inspiration for making this, I looked at kids reading logs on Pinterest, and I just did a more stripped down version of that, as in it doesn't have all of the little kitty stuff all over it, but it's tracking the same types of things. The day you read, the book you read, the author, and the amount of time or the amount of pages that you've read. I feel like this is super simple. It's easy to keep track of. I like knowing what I've been reading lately, and it's really satisfying to see a chart like this all filled out. And it's also practical because, like I said, I want to figure out what I've been reading, and it's also inspiring to read more. So I have two YouTube channels. I don't really want to shout out the other one because I like for things to be built up on their own for the most part. But I wanted to have some content ideas for both YouTube channels. And if you're not an influencer or you don't make videos, you can go ahead and skip making these two spreads as well. But I wanted to keep things practical for me and not necessarily just have things for the sake of having them. I write fairly small, and I often don't use more than a page with either of those things. If I do, then I'll just get a separate notebook for them. On a similar note, this next spread is a Kanban board. I found that really helpful. I got this idea from Amanda Rachley, and other similar YouTubers have done the same thing in the bullet journal community. And it's great because you could just take a sticky note, write down what it is that you're working on, and move it from station to station. I only have 3 main areas of working. I film, and then I edit, and then I count scheduling, posting, and making the thumbnail as all one thing. So that's what I did. I just did 3 columns because that's easiest for me. I believe bullet journaling should be really practical and straightforward, and if you think the same and you like really minimalist spreads, feel free to subscribe to my channel because that is all my channel will be. I have no plans of making any kind of doodles or anything like that in my bullet journal. That's what sketching and sketchbooks are for, in my opinion. So that is what I use my bullet journal for. I keep it clutter free because my brain is cluttered enough. Anyway, the flip through of the spreads is coming up really soon, so I hope you stick around to look at the finished spreads. Super simple, like I have been saying, very minimalist, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'll see you in another one. Bye bye!